Hey everyone, let's talk about variables in like IO. So variables are values that you can define once and then reuse as many times as you'd like within your workflows. So let's show you how you create them. On the left rail, if you go to variables, you'll see your list of variables here. In this case, I don't have any, so let's create one. Now, every variable needs a name, an optional description, and then you have to select the type of variable that it is. We support text, number, true, false, or date. So let's create a few. I'm going to say name, and I'm going to say the name is Tony. Let's create another one. Age, I'm going to switch to the number one, and I'm going to put 27. And then let's skip the true false one, and let's just do a date. So the date, and I'm going to just select today. And you could assign any of these variables to a project, which means that the variable would only be available to the workflows within that project. If you don't assign it to a project, then anybody in the workspace can use this variable in their workflows. So let's create, and then we have three variables, Tony, 27, and the date, and let's use it in a workflow now. So go to workflow, new workflow, demo project. I'm going to call it variables demo. So let's select just this trigger, and then let's use Google, or let's use Slack, and let's send a message using those variables. So I'll select my connection. Let's select the demo channel. And then what should the message be? I'm going to say, hello, my name is, and I'm going to click on the little plus button right here. And I'm going to click on variables, and then I'm going to select name. I am, and I'm going to hit the plus, variables, age. The date is, and of course, this date will always be October 11th. It's not going to change, but in this case, I'm just going to put the date in. Okay, and you did notice, or you probably noticed when you click the plus button, there's this references tab. This is to essentially use variables, but from previous steps in the workflow. So if one step outputted some values, I could reuse those in another step. But we're not covering that in this video. We're just talking about variables. Okay, so let's do a save and test with real data, which means it's actually going to hit my Slack. And we see, hello, my name is Tony. I am 27. The date is, and then you see this ugly text. That's not what you wanted, but I'm going to help you understand why it's like this. So the date is in the ISO format. And the reason it's an ISO format is because all or most of our actions, when they expect you to fill out a date in the form, it expects it to be an ISO format. So let me show you. Let's create a calendar event. And in the start date time field, you could select a date like this. But if you go to the custom tab, it's in that ugly format now. So instead of using this ugly format, or instead of using this value from this drop down, you could just add your date variable, and that date variable happens to be in the correct format that is required to make this work. And this isn't, ignore that part, but it would be custom, and then this date, when we run this workflow, would be valid, and then this create event action would use that date variable that you have set up. So that's how you use all of the variables. We didn't talk about the true false one. That one is just true or false. You could use it in conditional flows. You can use it for other fields that might be expecting a true or false. So I hope that answers your questions about variables. I did forget to mention, if you need to edit one of your variables, you can just click on it and you can change the name, description, but you can't change the type of variable, but you can change the value of the variable. Okay, and if you have any questions, just reach out and we can update our docs and we can help you understand this a little better. Thanks.